Hi friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life. I hope you're having a great Labor Day weekend. Today is Saturday and it's around 1:45. I've got most of my chores done for today, but there's one more chore that I wanted to take care of because the last time my husband was looking for something, I said, oh, it's in this cupboard and you can find it. Well, he couldn't find it, so I had to come out and help him find it. That's not the end of the world. It's kind of annoying to me because I'm thinking, it's right there. But just because I know where something is, or I think I know where something is, doesn't necessarily mean that it is. So what I want to take you, and I didn't go in yet to see how bad it really is. I want to go into my cupboards over here to kind of like show you the way I organize it. And I generally do this type of cleaning about 4 times a year. Labor Day weekend is one. Right after Christmas is another because of all the baking and everything else, if I've done a lot. And then in the spring, so I guess it's like 3, and that 4th time is just, it needs to be done. So normally, I mean, this is just one of those chores that doesn't get done every week, every day. You know, you do your dishes every day, or some of us do. And then you have some of us that, you know, like the floors to be washed once or twice a week. This is just one of those things that I like to do at least 3 to 4 times a year, sometimes more. The least is usually 3 times. Well, it's Labor Day weekend. He's not home, and I can take care of this. And part of the reason is he can't find anything up here, and I'm thinking it's just so simple. But the other reason I do this is to find out what I am missing in my cupboards. And yes, I buy things in bulk, and then there's some seasonings I just buy in small quantities because I don't use enough. So I'm going to take you on a cleaning tour of a few of my kitchen cupboards. And the reason I do this is twofold. First of all, I get rid of all the dust that's in there and I can clean the tops of everything. But also I can find out what I'm short on and what I'm not using, and just kind of like clean things up a little bit. And then I personally feel better about my cupboards. Now, let's see what has happened since the last time. My husband, we installed this set of cupboards like just over a year ago, and I love my new cupboards. I absolutely adore them. And of course, here I am saying, we need to move, hun. But at least I love my kitchen, and that is something that he really wanted for me. So, you ready? I'm not sure if I'm ready to let you venture into my cupboards, but I'm going to challenge myself here. Okay, let's go. So I have a little stool because I can't reach everything. And one of the things I can't reach is that basket on the top. And I'm going to bring it down and show you why it's up on the top. So now normally if I'm just going to get that, I would not sit on my counter. But I'm going to do that now. But all right. So what I have up here are forbidden fruits. This basket here, it's in brown, so that even though I don't make all my granola bars, because I do buy some stuff like this, the Kind bars, and here's some other Kind bars. These are things that my grandkids like. These are things that I throw in my purse if I've got to go somewhere traveling and I didn't have a chance to bake anything. So those are good enough. And I don't want to eat these because they're kind of like reserved for those moments. So I have to go all the way back because I need to clean what's way back there. Let's see. All right. I've got chocolate. Yes, I do. Okay, this is going to be fun. And how I'm cleaning is I have rags that I make. I use them for replacement of paper towels. I use them for cleaning things. So I've got a large one from an old towel, and these were some that we use mostly for like dinner napkins and stuff. Really very casual. But okay. I'm going to take down all these extracts that I made. I'm probably going to rearrange a little bit as well. I hope. Okay, I am going to be in the way here. Let's see. Okay, I got some honey. I forgot that was up there. Birthday candles. Do you know when the last time I used these? I don't. But I'm saving them. Because what if I need a light? What if I need light going somewhere? No, I just keep them so that if I want to put candles on something, I can. But it's been years since I've used candles. Since before my grandkids were here. All right. These are my husband's treats. And I don't know. He hasn't been eating them. He gets these up at the one of the farm stands we go to when we go up towards Lebanon, New Hampshire. And we go to that farm stand and we get our nuts and stuff like that. And this is a chocolate covered coffee flavor thing, and I don't like coffee flavored anything. And yes, I do drink a cup of coffee, but it has molasses in it, and it's an oat creamer. So that's about the only time. Yeah, even on this stool I have to check. So the other nice thing about doing this is that I get to see what's in my cupboard that I may have forgotten about. So I have my cinnamon sticks, which I will be needing when I am ready to make my elderberry syrup, which I'll be making shortly. Oh, you're not going to believe what's up here. All right, this doesn't belong up here. So this is some sugar that needs to be down lower. It shouldn't be up there because it has a loose cover here. So that's going to get relocated. All right, I see stuff that I didn't know was up here. I can't get up here like that. Okay, more chocolate. More chocolate. I think there's a theme. Oh, I think I found another chocolate. There is nothing to grab onto to push me up here. All right. I made it. You ready? I've got muffin things. I haven't made muffins in those in a while. And I've got more for big muffins. I haven't used those in a while, and so this is a good spot for it because I know where it is. The other thing I do is I try to clean the tops of everything that's in here so it doesn't look gross if I wait 20 years to use cupcake holders. I have some, what do I have in here? Sliced almonds in little packets to put on top of stuff. Okay. Obviously I don't use unflavored gelatin very much because that's up here in the up here in the top corner. Ooh. I got more chocolate. This one has to go into another container because I'm almost out. So, and I have a little jar of extra imitation almond, mint extract, and peppermint. Guess what? I don't use these that often. So I'm gonna just keep them up there. And it looks like I have a backup. So those are the type of things that I put up here in the top cupboard. I'm not sure how I'm getting down. So what I do is, as many of you probably do, just clean the cupboard down a little bit. Seriously, I have no idea how I'm getting down. All right, if my husband sees this, he'll think I lost my mind. All right, so that cupboard is dusted, but I still got to put things back up there. So I have to put back my little goodie container, but it's full, so I don't want to open that other spare package. Keep that like that and use this. So these are going back up. Yeah, make it like that. Now, I have all this other chocolate. I have not been eating my chocolate very much, but these are dark chocolate, the Chocolate Love brand. And they came in and I just haven't used them. But what I will do probably is, now that I know that it's still up here, nobody came and took it away, I will put it back up there and have it for adding into some baked goods. You just put this in a double boiler, and on the top one you just melt it away, put a little butter or coconut oil or whatever, and then you can melt it and mix it in. I haven't been using these because I have those dark chocolate morsels that I buy. So far, it's not so bad. So far, I'm not too embarrassed. The honey, I have to think about that. I don't use the cinnamon much, but I'll put it out in front. And I think he has another container of this. I'm hiding them. Okay. He'll find it. And these here are some extracts that I've made. Like, I've made some lemon balm extract. This is my Madagascar vanilla. I have quite a few of these. And some rosemary tincture. And another vanilla extract. I think one of us couldn't find it one time, so now we have two up here. So we're going to put those back up there. All right. Now you're going to see where he gets confused. I'm not sure if I need that stool as much now. I'm sure I do. So I've got some store-bought ghee. Even though I now make my own ghee, I still try to have one up there. And since I still have some store-bought one, that's up there. These are some orange peels. Don't ask me why, but he loves bacon bits. I can't stand them, but I like real bacon. But he uses it when he's making egg dishes. He likes to sprinkle that on. So powdered peanut butter, some rosemary. Oh, I think I have another one. See, this is the thing of doing this, is you find out, oh, I have another one, and then you can combine them, or you just put one away into the other storage area so you don't have so much up here. Some coconut. Okay. All right. Some more powdered peanut butter. I like to keep them somewhat together. Some lemon basil. And what I have going on up here is I have these turntables up here. And the reason I did that is when we put the cupboards in, these cupboards are so deep, I can't get into them. And it drove me nuts. So even on this shelf, I can stand on the stool, or I can stand from the floor and I can spin it. Part of my problem was when he said he couldn't find something, I couldn't spin it. So I knew it was time for me to get in here and do a little tidying up. And back here in the corner, I have some more muffin. It was an empty space back there. When I first set this up, my husband says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I just like them." So I've got chocolate sprinkles. I like fun containers. This is a coconut chocolate mixture I've made, and it just has chocolate crumbs and coconut, so I just put that in as flavorings. Oh, this is a granola topping, all the small pieces, so that I can put that. I shouldn't say oh like that. I got some thyme, peppermint, and these are going to have to be replaced because they're losing their color. But let's see if their smell is still good. You know, I'm going to just replace them. The parsley and basil. I have all fresh stuff in the garden, so I'm going to replace those in there. That's all dusted. I put it back in there, make sure it can spin happy. And then I have this other one back here. This is black peppercorn. So I can fill my pepper shaker, or I can put black pepper in stuff that I'm using. And also up here are all my baking sugars that I never use. But I have grandbabies. It hasn't been too long. These are not dusty. I guess I've been up here in a little bit. So as you can see, I've got 3 of these. These are 10-inch turntables, and they have, I'll take this one completely out. And what I do is I find, okay, what am I not using? What will I be using? And get rid of what I'm not using, make room for something that I may want up there. So the nice thing about this, and I got them when we did the cupboards, because it has like a grip on it. I really didn't want to buy them because I'm sure they were made in another country, and they are. But it does serve a purpose, and the brand is Made Smart. I haven't seen them in a while, but I think that you can still get them. But all 3 10-inch of these fit up there, and I have them on 2 shelves. So I put this back. So it looks like I need to bring my grandkids over. All right, so I have some pesto. And I might not need, nope, these are different seasoning. I was given this set of variety of seasonings, so this can be up there. And I try not to put anything in the middle because I can never get to it. And here's some Idaho all-purpose seasoning. And no, I don't use it that often, but it does provide a seasoning if we want something different. So I'm just going to put the various seasonings back in here. Emeril's Bam Burger. My husband makes all our burgers, so some ground ginger. I'm actually going to put that over there. And the pesto. And if you've not used the seaweed gomasio, I'm not sure if I said it right, it's amazing. I put this in my meatloaf and meat dishes. It's pretty amazing. Some maple sugar, and I think I have more than one, so I'm not going to put that away yet. Red pepper. I do need to get more of that, so I'm going to put that there. And ginger. So that's 2 shelves, and the second shelf, yes, it looks empty, but I haven't put everything back yet. Like this wax, I used to use this when I canned jams and jellies. Well, if we ever get to the point where we don't have lids again, I have backup for making jams and jellies, but I'm not using that this year. I haven't made much for jams. I've made sauces, and then the other day I made the juice, but I haven't made any jams and jellies yet this year. So I'm going to put this way in back. All right, now this shelf is a little bit chaotic. Okay, now because everything is somewhat all set, I want to get my powdered peanut butters up there. I use these powdered peanut butters in baking, in smoothies, and then it's a nice backup if we don't have peanut butter. And my coconut oil. This was up on top, but I think this will be fine right here. My maple sugar I'm going to put up there. And here's some lemon balm. Stick that there. Oop, I didn't get everything up there. I've got some rosemary, chili powder. Hold on. So now I can tell him on the second shelf, like later when he gets home, I can show him everything. And the nice thing is, I don't know if you can see it, is I can now spin these. Nope, you can't see that one. I can spin these a lot easier. Before they were just getting entrapped with one another. So let's see what else we got here. Some of these things don't need to be here. They just get kind of stuck. Meaning I'm cleaning up, I'm tidying up, and I'm just putting it somewhere. Okay, so I have some purple clover here, which I picked this year. I can put this in my big jar. I don't need this in the cupboard cluttering it up. I have my own dried red peppers. I need to do some more. And cinnamon for snickerdoodles and for when my husband wants it for toast. And you know how sometimes I've been saying, I know I got some stevia up here. It's over in that cupboard. But this is the stevia. I like to keep a small jar available to me. And the reason I'm cleaning this part off is because these have been kind of like sticking a little bit in terms of being able to get something. These are dried mushrooms that can combine with something else. And hold on, I know what this is. This is red wine vinegar basil. I always try to put a label inside, usually on the outside, but this one has it inside. And it smells really good. Now, I can't have basil the same way that most people can. I have to have mine cooked in the foods that I make. This shelf is pretty dusty. So I'm going to pull this out. And what I'm checking right now is, oh, I got more purple clovers. I don't need that much in here. And this is part of my problem, is I end up with a lot of stuff that I don't need. I got plantain seeds. I got marjoram, ginger. Put the sage back there. And a lot of this stuff is stuff that I picked up in surplus, and you can't see anything but my back. So, but I got my cloves, and I just try to keep the seasonings going up here. Obviously it doesn't fit if it's going to come flying down at me. Ground allspice. I don't use this a lot, so a small container is fine, but I do have a larger container about this size because I buy it in bulk, and I just reuse the seasoning bottle so I don't have to have so much space taken up in here. Oh goodness, it's busy in here. Okay. Push that back. Let's see if I can spin this. Okay. This one is just heavy. So I gotta... See, my bay leaves jar is empty. So I just gotta go into my inventory that I just bought some. So I'll grab a few and put them in here. And then my Italian seasoning is empty. This is not spinning very well. I think I know why. It's unbalanced. I try to have them alphabetically, but it doesn't always work that way. Okay, so I have more black peppercorns in here. Hold on. It's opened. So I want to put it somewhere where I'll see it, because I've been using black peppercorns quite a bit lately. All right. It's looking better. What do you think? All right. So I have the cinnamon. This is kind of sticky. And that's the thing, the reason I like to clean and get the stickies off and all the dust and stuff is because that's what invites bugs into the house. And we haven't had any. The only ones we get are the fruit flies, which drive me nuts. So all I do is I get a narrow neck bottle, like an old vinegar bottle. And what I do is I just put some apple cider vinegar in there. And the sweet smell attracts them. And then I make a cone out of paper, so that they're drawn in, but they can't get back out. And that's always worked for us. So I stay with that. He's not using that, so I'm gonna put that there. Yes, and as you can see, things that he uses, I put up a little higher. I think it's more efficient that way. So I got some orange peels here, and I don't use them a lot. I think I'm gonna just leave them out. I'm trying, as you can see, I'm trying to make better usage of my space. So I put my ghee there. Okay, I have other honey, but gotta use that up. My celery salt that I showed you how to make. And this here is garlic vinegar that I take like when I have a sore throat, like I have now, or when flu season is here and everything. Now, some of these things can go downstairs. I just put them up here just to get them out of my way, and I didn't want to go downstairs. These are going in the other container. This can go up here. These are some anise seeds that I can put in the other jar. And that's what I do, is I try to compact everything so it's easier for both David and myself. Some fennel seed. And that's some fennel. Nope. This is celery seed. Dried celery. And I use instant coffee for a cookie that I make. This is still sealed, so I'm just going to put that elsewhere for right now. Some steak seasoning. This is orange peel. You know what no, it's lemon peel. Let's see. These are mushrooms that can go elsewhere, but rosemary can go in here. Okay. I'm going to stick that right up there. That's the chili powder. Haven't decided what. This needs to be in a smaller container. The dried peppers. So for this cupboard, it still looks pretty full. But what I did was I took out some things that can get combined with another. Like these purple clovers can go in my big container so that they're all together. Because that's the container I actually go to. These were small enough so that when I started harvesting, I would put them in there. But now that I got so much, I might as well just put them all together. These were the earlier ones, so they will be right on top to use. And let's see what I got here. Peanut butter. This is calcium that I add to supplements. All right, and we got a second peanut butter. That happens. Sometimes I get crunchy peanut butter, and that's what happens. So these things are going to get emptied, and I will reuse these jars because I repurpose all my jars. And I might actually put these seasonings in it. It's parsley, basil, peppermint. Yeah, that can be. This one looks okay. This is French thyme, but I've gotten a ton of thyme, so I may just put the fresh stuff in and put these out in the compost or in with the chickens. So these jars will get reused. Plus, I like those kind of jars. And there's some space on those those spinny things. That's what I'm going to call it, as a spinny thing. Another way that I keep organized in my cupboard, this is the cupboard you see me going into a lot, is, let me see, turn it this way. I have things in the front because I do. This is my citric acid, which once the canning season is over, I will probably take this and put it away into another cupboard or put it in the back. This is a salt and pepper shaker that my husband, the holder he made for me for Christmas, I specifically asked for it. And he took me to one of the craft stores, and he said, would you pick out a door pull? What are you talking about? What he was trying to make it look pretty on the top, and so he just said, it's going to be for the kitchen, so just pick one out. And I had forgotten that I asked for this. I love this because it just, I can take it out and move it, go on the table, and so forth. So that stays right in front here. But here, this is how I store kind of my stuff. I've got granola type stuff here, some cherries and raisins. Yes, I use collodial silver, and I've started making my own. And here's some of that other chocolate. Okay, I like chocolate. I actually don't eat as much as you think I might. That's another peanut butter powder. And what I'm doing is, what you'll see, before I started growing my own stevia, I was buying the stevia, and that's why I discovered, wait a minute, if I'm growing it and it's green, why do I have white? And I haven't really used this much, but I will use it up in some of my baking. And this here is my container of not very many chocolate morsels. So the bag that I pulled out, I need to buy more. Don't you think I need more chocolate? Oh yeah. Now, if I could grow chocolate, I would be in heaven. So those will go back up here. And then I just kind of like, these are some mushrooms. This is a shiitake mushroom. So they get small after you dehydrate them. So when I want some mushrooms, I can pull out of one of these jars. I have half-gallon jars that I put my mushrooms in too. Here's some more of my honey garlic that I use for medicine. Put this back in there. And no, I'm not going to wipe this. Well, maybe I am. I should do better than this. I use a lot of these things a lot, but I don't clean the shelf itself. And these are just like almonds. I keep it in a small container because I just want just a few every day, or every other day I'll just grab a little handful. And there's some regular flour for my husband when I want to bake him something, because he gets a little container and I got a big gluten-free container. But I also have tons of flours in the back here, so he really isn't deprived. I joke about it, but I got that. I haven't used it yet. It's garlic mustard. I need to use it because I don't know why I bought it if I'm not going to use it. And then we had some maple syrup in a container. It was getting hard and stuff, so I softened it up, and this is all I've got left of that. I believe I have another maple syrup I picked up at the farm, but because you get this big jug and there's not much in it, I just take it and I put it down into a smaller container so that it doesn't take up so much room, and this way it's up here. I don't have to go downstairs to get the maple syrup, because up here there's just no room, as you can see. That one doesn't fit there very well. And I just move things about as I need something in the back. So I realized that a lot of this is kind of like all in the front there, but that's what works for us right now. I mean, when you have limited cupboard space, you want to be able to use everything that you have, but you need to kind of go through and see what it is. And the nice thing about these units here, this is cacao powder that I bake with, and then the stevia that I'll be replacing with the green stevia once this is gone, is it keeps it compact, it seals it so that no bugs get in there. And I've been so grateful for these, and it took me a long time to accumulate because they are not cheap. But after we redid the kitchen, because I got more to do different cupboards, and another time I'll show you the cupboard over there. This is my husband's cupboard, and I haven't been in here yet. See, now he takes raisins to work, which is not a problem, but I have a container over there for raisins. So the organized mother in me, I'm gonna move them on him, and when he sees this video, he'll know where they went to. So he has all this stuff in here, and the reason these are up here is because I don't eat these crackers, and so he puts them up there out of my way. But I'm not happy that they're not sealed. For a guy, no insult to the men who are very clean and stuff, but considering all things, he does keep things pretty neat up here. You know what? I think there was... I was thinking about putting his bacon bits up here. Well, he makes his eggs with it. So, I mean, for a guy, I think that's pretty clean. And honestly, I will tell him I moved his raisins. And I don't think that he will care. So just a few things have to get put away. This is like surplus sugar. I'll have to put that in something because I have other sugar. It's like I got different containers everywhere and it's driving me nuts. Ooh, I could change this. Hold on. I have surplus sugar in here, but it's not a lot. When I buy my sugar, I buy it in 5 to 10 pound bags. Actually, the 10 pound bags, they don't fit in my main container. So I end up having to put it in multiple containers. I'm going to have to sweep the floor now. And that's pretty much what I do is I mean, I already did the counter, but it looks like I'm going to have to do it again because I put dust out here. But that's what I try to do every couple of months to kind of give myself an idea of what is in my cupboard, what do I need to go to the store and repurchase, and what do I have downstairs. Like I said, the anise seeds that I have, I mean, I have some downstairs and I have a small container over there, but we found another small one in here, and that I put up there prior to me buying in bulk because I went to the natural food store and I picked up some there to try them in something I was making, liked it, I bought in bulk. So sometimes I forget that I have the smaller containers. So doing this kind of organization is really good because then you find out how many containers of peanut butter are up there, how many coffees are up there, and that's instant coffee. We don't drink instant coffee, but we have some on hand for if things happen and we don't have coffee for a little bit, we can still make instant coffee. I also use it in some cookies that I make, and he really likes them. Every time we're at the grocery store, Market Basket here in New Hampshire has them all the time, and he always wants them. I said, David, I'll make you them. Then I don't. I get tired and I don't. I don't do as much baking in the summer or when I have flares. So the poor guy, he gets deprived. No, he doesn't. So that being said, that's kind of how I go about cleaning it. And why am I sharing how I do my kitchen cupboards? There's a lot of us that are sharing how we take care of our food, but also we're also sharing how we're trying to be wise with our resources, because today we're finding everything is going up in price. And what are we going to do about it? Well, the first step in making sure that you have the foods that you want is check your pantry. What do you have in your pantry already? Is it bad? Like these herbs that I found. Where are they? Up there, over there. Those herbs, the color has gone, and I won't use them. If there's still a scent to it, I might try to make some teas and see if there's any difference. But they're not herbs I would put in a dish. I would use them myself. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take them and throw them either in the chicken feed or just put them out in the compost. I think I'm going to let the chickens have them first. But I have fresh basil, and I have fresh, what else is there? And I have some fresh thyme. I got a big container of thyme that's green, so I might as well switch this out. I have lots of peppermint outside. So there's no sense in me not bringing in the fresh, getting this out. And the chickens will eat it. Actually, a lot of this stuff is good for the chickens. So it's not going to go bad. Now, if it was before I had chickens, then yes, I would throw it in the compost or use it right away. That'd be my first thing to use. Not if I was having company, because I want everything to have the most potent flavor. And I want to talk about the herbs in just a second. By the way, my throat is doing better. It's still a little sore because last night I was on and it was really bothering me. I didn't know what was going on, but it's doing better. But I have to drink a lot of fluids, and I'm drinking herbal teas with honey in it. And I don't always put honey in my teas. I usually just drink it straight, but I'm doing the honey to kind of soothe and coat my throat. I think I was starting to talk about the herbs. You can use them. They might lose their color if you keep them in a dark container. Now, I don't keep my cupboards open all the time. It's dark in there. And when we put the cupboards up, they're very well insulated, so they don't get hot in there. It's hot in the house when I'm cooking, and that's why the coconut right now is kind of more in a liquid state, because the temperatures aren't right. But generally speaking, most of my seasonings that I buy in bulk are not in the kitchen up where the sun could come in or anything like, and they're not near the stove. But you have to keep an eye on your herbs. Most of mine that I use to make teas are in a dark place in a cool environment so that I can make fresh teas with them. And I was talking to my youngest daughter about that cold respiratory tea blend that I made for my husband. And I was telling her, I said, it really works. She goes, oh, could I have some? So I got something to send her way. But when the herbs are getting older, you want to use them up some way. If you don't want them because they turned color, like this one here. And the reason it goes bad on me is because I'm allergic to basil. The only way I can use basil is in spaghetti sauces or when I bake. So this basil turned gold. I don't even know. No, it's not green. But that's what happens to your seasonings if you keep them too long and they're getting exposed to light or beyond 1 year. I know that those are older than a year. So it's time to get them out of the house, clean the jars up really good, let them dry really well, and then refill them. Now, I'm one who repurposes jars however I can. I don't know where I got those jars. I know something came in them. So I was so excited. I said, oh, look at these jars. I get to keep them. And I love them because they keep things nice and tight and sealed. But as you can see, I didn't know about O2 absorbers back then. It's a pretty tight seal, but they can still go bad. And I'm not sure if these smell bad. This is my basil. Yeah, it's kind of lost its smell too. So I'm kind of happy that I'm getting rid of it. And I'm happy that I went up there and kind of like said, because normally I just get up there and kind of clean the front of it. But like I said, every three to four months, I try to go and do a deep clean in a couple of the cupboards, and we need to pull those type things out. And so that's what I'm doing. Will my husband be happy? He won't care because he doesn't put those type seasonings in things. But so as you clean your cupboard, and right now it's really important for all of us to go through our cupboards and take out what, oh, I'll use that, oh, I'll use it, and then you find out you don't, just take it out, throw it away. If you can't use it and it's never been opened, a local food pantry might be able to use it. Ask a family member, whatever, but check the date. And we all know about the best used by date. You can use it past that date, but not if it's like 2 or 3 years. And like with my spice, it went bad. That was grown in my garden too, so it wasn't like another sealed factory seal or anything. Even still, you want to be always moving the oldest forward. And obviously I was using my fresh herbs, not that. So I think I'm going to just put herbs in there that I use all the time. Now, what other things should you be taking a look at? We used up our popcorn, so I just refilled my container that has popcorn in it. I like it in this. I don't know, because I just like that type blue. But I have flowers in the back so that I can make breads and biscuits or whatever. And right now I haven't been baking. I just haven't had the energy to bake. But as the cooler weather comes forward, I'll be doing a little bit more baking, which I'm kind of excited about. And my husband kind of wishes I would be in the mood right now. It's just stuff's going on, and I haven't been baking bread the way I can and the way I have. So right now I'm just getting everything all cleaned up. And the nice thing about cleaning your kitchen, getting in, wiping down the counters and stuff like that, in the cupboards, you just feel better about what you're doing. And you go in there and you know it's nice and clean. You know what you have and what you've taken out. I'm trying to think of if there's anything here that other than the chocolate, because we need to replace that chocolate, right? I actually have another bag up there, but I am going to order more. But I'm waiting for the season to get a little bit cooler so it doesn't melt in transport, and hopefully they'll still have it. But I mean, I have this can of crab meat that I had planned on using, a few weeks ago. I haven't done it yet. So I'm just going to go put it down with my tuna fish, and when I'm in the mood, I can make the exercise trip and go down, get it, and bring it up to use. But take inventory of your kitchen cupboard pantry. And I have another pantry here in the kitchen that is all shelves. I'll show it another time. And we set it up to be organized so that I just pull the shelves out and I know what's all in there. But you know what? Even that needs to be gone through, because I want to see what is in there. I have like dried fruit in there that I buy. I don't have a freeze dryer, and I know I've said this a few times, and I'm not complaining or anything like that. I just know that if I'm going to use fruits, a freeze dryer would benefit me beyond measure. So we buy the freeze dried fruit, and so we can buy it in small amounts because that's all I got space for. But that being said, it's really, really important to go through what's going on. And like with my husband's cereal, I can tell he has a box of cereal back, and you can't see it. Okay. These three are out. These three are pushed back a little bit. And what I showed him to do is, I have to get up on my stool. And what I do with my space too is I have a Bisquick cookbook over here that allows me to, I use up space as much as I can. Okay, so back there, there's room to put another box. And what he's got over there is, in the back, he has 2 boxes of grape nuts that he likes. So he puts it back there so we know where it is. And he stacks his cereals on top of each other in here. And he keeps them in the plastic bags, which I told him, you don't need to do that. I've got my oatmeal in here. Here's his grape. And he does not like Scottish oatmeal. I do. So when he has an extra, he could probably put 2 more boxes of his whatever he wants for cereal and put it behind there. And then he has an extra box. It looks like he has not picked up cereal in a while. I don't think to buy cereal because I buy oatmeal. And with the way we've changed the kitchen up and how we have transferred how we eat and stuff. Hold on, I'm going to try to move that out of the way. And things have just changed, so it's like I don't buy his cereal. Since the pandemic hit, I don't go to the grocery store as much as him, although I did go with him the other day to the new grocery store and then to Walmart. And I'm thinking, I really didn't want, they were crowded. Walmart wasn't too bad, but the new grocery store was. So, but he kind of likes the new grocery store because it's right down the street. It's 5 minutes away. I don't even know if it's 5. But you go down there, if all he needs is a gallon of milk, he goes and he gets it, and he doesn't need to pick up anything else. And for me, that's really good because you only purchase what you need. Now, to touch on what people are saying about the food, the shortages and stuff, there are food shortages in various parts of our country. Why? I have no idea. I've seen it here, and then I see shelves full, and then I see shelves empty, and then I see them, how they stock the shelves where they might just be 1 or 2 items in the front and the rest is empty. So is there a food shortage? I think we have the situation with the drivers. There's a lot going on, and I really don't want to put my own personal views on it, but the fact of the matter is I've never been one to wait for a snowstorm to go stock my shelves. I mean, I raised 3 daughters, and I used to work 2 jobs, and I would come home and all that kind of stuff. And then when I started doing my own sewing business, I didn't have time to go grocery shopping all the time. Plus, as they got older, they're home alone, and what's the one thing a mom wants to do is to make sure the kids have plenty of food. The refrigerator was more full than other things because they were more apt to go in and eat all the fruit. But we had cereal, and it wasn't worth buying potato chips, because one time I told them, I said, hey girls, I bought some chips for you as a treat. There's this and that, but I'll be home at such and such a time. I got home and that bag was almost full. They each took a handful. I told David, I said, I don't understand. They're not real kids, are they? What it is we didn't bring our kids up to eat chips and junk food. We brought them up to eat healthy, nutritious foods, and they knew how to bake their cookies and stuff. Do they eat some of the other stuff today? Sure they do. But for the most part, they know how to eat nutritiously and know what's of importance. And I see how my daughter feeds my grandkids. They eat nutritious foods, but they have snacks available, and they don't overconsume. So I'm really grateful for how all that works. And I know she has chips in the house, but she's really smart about how she does it. I'm not saying that to shame anybody who likes to have chips. I like zucchini chips. I know, go figure. But take inventory of what you have. If you're concerned about whether or not there's going to be food, then now's the time to go through your cupboards, clean them really good, probably better than what I did. And if you don't clean your cupboards ever, really clean them, okay? Because you might have some pets in there you didn't know you were feeding. I'm joking, but you know what? That's how mice and bugs get into our homes. And the reason that I use those containers like with the cereal here is because it keeps the bugs out. We do not have problems with bugs in the house. And so I like to keep things sealed. And even if it's a bag of like powdered sugar in a bag, I like putting it in a container if I can, even in their own bags, so that it's not, a pest won't want to get in there. So all of this to show you that, yeah, I can clean my cupboards. Now, what I was doing is trying to bring awareness to the fact that our cupboards need to be looked at. Our cupboards need to be cleaned out. We need to reevaluate. I haven't used this in 3 months. Will I still use it? I haven't used this for 2 years. Do I really use it? Do I really want it? Those are things that you really need to take stock in. And if it's stuff that you want, like I used the peanut butter powder. Would I want more on my shelves? Yeah. If I see a good price on it, I probably will buy 1 or 2 just so that I have a backup to what's up here. Now, you can choose to fill your pantry with a lot of different things. Be very careful on some products. Cereal, honestly, it really will go bad after a while. That's why this cupboard is for my husband, and I asked him, don't buy more than what you can fit in that cupboard, because if it takes 3 months for him to go through it, then that's fine. My oatmeal I generally don't have a problem with, so I can buy oatmeal in bulk and then store it in like a glass jar and stuff like that. That's another thing you can do, is you can get glass jars, put oxygen absorbers in them, and kind of preserve that way. But if you are low on food and you're worried, if you are a child of God, you have no worries. If you are a child of God, you read the scripture and you know that he says, prepare. We need to take account for our own behavior, but if we stock our shelves because we're afraid, then we lost our faith in God. If we stock our shelves because we're not Christians, because we're afraid, then you're allowing somebody else to own you. What we need to do is come together as a community. Believers or not, we need to come together and support one another and put a stop to what's going on. So do what you need to. I don't know what's around the corner. I can speculate, but I've decided that, there was a little bit of fear when the pandemic hit us. And that was horrible. And then I started hearing about the food shortages, and I don't see much of it here in New Hampshire. The paper toilet shortage was interesting, though. Oh, goodness. You would think that people were eating it. But it's interesting what disappears off the shelf and why. So if you have farms near you, you know it's fresh food. And so if you can, consider canning. If you don't, then enjoy these fruits. If you have a freezer, if you have the space, if you have an extra freezer, it's usually easier that way. Kind of go through what you have in the freezer and organize it so you can put some of these fruit and vegetables into the freezer. Because there's all kinds of ways for you to preserve food that you can get. And it's dehydrating, it's freezing, it's canning, there's all kinds of stuff. But the basic cupboards for your seasonings and your baking supplies and stuff, take inventory. Do you need more sugar? Go get an extra 4 or 5 pound bag. Or if you bake a lot. I went through 20 pounds of sugar the other day when I was working with the peaches. When I make jams and jellies, I go through 20-30 pounds of sugar, and I only put half the sugar in. Fortunately, I am not making jams and jellies this year that I know of. I may change my mind. So know what you're going to use. If you're one that uses sugar in your cereal every day, my husband does, I don't, know what you use and how you consume it, and fill your cupboards. Make a list. And if you can't afford it, you can't afford to buy all that, well, this week, get a 4 pound bag of sugar. Next week, get a 4 pound bag of flour. And that's the other way they got us. We used to get 5 pound bags of these things, right? Now they're down to 4 pounds at the same price, and those prices are going up. That's how you know that the cost of living is going up. Our packages are getting smaller, and the price is going up a little bit at a time, but you're getting less for your money. So be wise with your money. Make sure you're using what you have. And I'm looking over at my other cupboards. We have a coffee cupboard too, but I've been on here long enough that I'm not going to show you that right now. But that's what we do. My coffee cupboard, it's my coffee tea cupboard. That's all organized because I clean it out every week because we're in there every single day, and coffee can spill in there. So I'm always wiping that down. And I've even incorporated David. I said, David, you got to clean this too. It's not just me. So, but now I got this clean, and he can find things now. But I think I have to get a few more things. So anyways, I now know some things that I have to replace. I have some things that I'm not going to replace because I didn't use it. And I have to order chocolate. What do you think? I got to use up that other chocolate. But you know what? If the world really does have a disastrous effect, I'm going down with chocolate. What about you? Have a great day, and may God bless you.